Mortal Kombat! Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Cinema's Photography. As you can see, we are talking about Mortal Kombat today. I am your friendly neighborhood hookologist, and joining me per usual is...
The producer, man, Isaac. What's going on, everybody?
Finish him! Mortal Kombat 2021.
You were about to say 2011, weren't you?
I was about to say 2011. Mortal Kombat. Is it our favorite film?
No.
Do we want to love this film?
Yes.
Do we enjoy it? Yeah. It's a meh film.
It's a video game movie. What do you expect?
But you know what? This is a well done video game movie.
Yeah, for its time, given the fact that there was so much hype on this movie, honestly.
There was so much. Dude, there was a lot of hype to it. Like, it didn't build up to the hype. Like, to be fair, like, Mortal Kombat is one of the most beloved game franchises of all time. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's really... What's the best way to say it? Like, it's a movie that diverged from the source material enough where it's original, but it's still close enough to the source material where we can understand it.
Yeah.
So, basically, Mortal Kombat's timeline is all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah.
Because the first, 8 games were in continuity with each other until... Mortal Kombat 9 is where they rebooted it, where Raiden has to tell Liu Kang, like, hey, you're not supposed to win, Shao Kahn's supposed to win, so we can do this, and that's where we have the whole NK11 and NKX, storylines. Which is good. Like, it's not, like I said, they're not bad, but I can see where they try to do something different, because they're really taking aspects from Mortal Kombat 2 instead of Mortal Kombat 1, Shang Tsung instead of Shao Kahn invading Earthrealm without a tournament, which would bring the Elder Gods to intervene.
Yeah. And
they're making it seem like Raiden's already an Elder God, but he's just the guardian. He's just the god of Earth, of Earthrealm. So I see what they're doing here, and I won't say I don't like it, but I enjoy it a little bit more. Although you can tell where they put more focus on.
I feel like if you take the whole Cole Young aspect of this entire film, and you got
Mortal Kombat.
You think so?
Yeah. Okay, but you know what I really wanted them to do with Cole? I wanted them to make him Scorpion. Because, in the first 7 minutes, you see the whole Hanzo and Bi-Han confrontation.
Yeah.
What I really liked about it is how he spoke to him in Chinese and then spoke to him in Japanese. And he didn't understand what he was saying at first.
I know. You know what also was kind of a little bit weird for me is the fact that they don't really clarify what happened to Scorpion's daughter.
No, they don't. Oh, no, they do.
Yeah, I know. He took her to
the Sky Temple.
The Sky Temple, but then that's it.
Yeah, how did she leave the Sky Temple?
Yeah.
How did she start her whole life?
Yeah, exactly. What happened here? And why didn't we see more? Why didn't we see anything of her? I would have been fine with her getting revenge on Sub-Zero, instead of having the Cole Young thing.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing with Sub-Zero, how is it that it happened? This woman lived an entire life. How does Bi-Han still look so young?
Because of what he became later.
Well, yeah, he became Sub-Zero because he's a necromancer. He was even a cryomancer in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? But they're really making him seem like he's even dressed up as Noob Saibot. Because once he was killed in the first Mortal Kombat tournament, I think... who did it? What's the sorcerer's name? I just said it. Not Shang Tsung. Quan Chi.
Yeah.
Quan Chi made him that way. Right? And they have revenants in this film, which they don't explain. And they don't explain how Cabal died either.
Some continuity issues.
Yeah, but at the same time, people who've never played Mortal Kombat aren't gonna know or really care, because this is a great fighting movie in general.
It's like an old kung fu movie. You're just in it for the action.
Exactly. So would you say that this movie would work better if they did this movie in the early 2000s? Because remember how we were talking about Venom? And how Venom would have worked a lot better.
If it came out in 2004?
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Would this movie do a lot better in 2004 than it does now?
I feel like this movie would have gotten a lot more hate.
You think so?
Due to the fact that it's very graphic. Movies in 2000s were frowned upon.
Oh yeah, look at Saw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I can see where you're coming with that, but...
The thing also that I noticed that kind of reminded me of, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but the whole having the birthmark or the markings kind of reminded me of a different, way of doing it, like like in Power Rangers the reboot where they had the stones instead
of power coins.
Instead of power coins,
They were like actual stones with colors.
Yeah, I kind of.
But I think that worked a little bit better in the continuity of Power Rangers because they're fossilized and they came back in the Jurassic era.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to me. But I'm saying it's kind of like, oh, Cole was the only one that was born with it because he descended of Scorpion.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they could have played a lot more into that, but I don't know. Just like certain things, like you have to kill a person with the marking in order to get the marking to become the chosen one. See, to me that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, but it doesn't at the same time because if you're born to be the chosen one for a fighter on this planet, that means, and you have to fight someone, you have to kill somebody else to get the marking.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, it kind of doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like the whole thing with Sonya, then why the fuck is she in this movie then? I get it, she's helping Jax figure out where the rest of these people are at.
Yeah.
But she doesn't get a marking until the end of the film.
After she kills Kano. Kano was I don't want to say a missed opportunity. Yeah. Kano was probably the most video game accurate. Because Kano's all about the money.
I didn't like the one thing I didn't like about Kano though was he was funny as hell. Is his whole pop culture references.
Yeah.
It's a little much.
He had a lot of pop culture references, right?
So it makes to me it's like, okay, so this takes place in 2021.
Yeah. So another thing is, could we talk about how Liu Kang looks more like Ryu than he does Liu Kang?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was watching Street Fighter for a minute, and now I think we have the green light to get a Street Fighter movie. We need another Street Fighter movie because the Legend of Chun-Li was not good. That was not a good movie by any means, but other than us just kind of bagging on the film and what's wrong with it, let's talk about what they did right.
All the fighting scenes were great.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I think that was the point though.
Yeah, they hyped up the fighting scenes, and like the character selection wasn't bad either. We had good characters because we have fan favorites. Like Cabal is a fan favorite.
It's like the typical back in the day of the video games, right? You only have a select few of the characters that you like that are in the game. Mm-hmm. There's this before DLC, and that's when they added them on later in the other games, or they're secret characters in this story. You
know who was a missed opportunity though, for sure? Reptile.
Reptile, yeah.
Reptile was a complete missed opportunity.
How do you fail Reptile twice?
How do you fail Molina?
Yeah, because it makes no sense. You can't have Molina without Katana. It makes no sense.
Right? Like you don't have that. But we get nods to Katana because you see her fan blade in Raiden's temple, right? We see the Amulet of Shinnok, which I think they're gonna try if they do make a cinematic universe, which they can do. But I don't think this movie justifies a sequel.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you make enough money to make a sequel, and you see what all the wrong points were with this film, and you could do the second film because what do you say? Mortal Kombat 2 is the best Mortal Kombat game out of all of them. Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
Here you go. Opportunity. Change all the shit that you fucked up in the first film.
Don't switch all the cast members like they did in the original one.
Yeah, exactly. And here you go. There's an opportunity to try to make it better. I think that's it. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to this movie. I like fighting movies, just like there's multiple Mortal Kombat games. What's wrong with having another one?
I mean, like I said, I just don't feel like this movie justifies another one. Like it's an okay movie. It's not like one of my favorites I'm gonna go watch, but it's just something that I know could have been done better.
Yes, it could have. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I feel like maybe why not? Let's see what happens. See what they got.
Yeah, no, but this, like I said, like the best parts about this were obviously Scorpion and Sub-Zero's fights.
Yeah.
All right, they put a lot of time and effort into that. If they got rid of the Cole storyline and instead of making Cole like a descendant, make him Scorpion.
Yeah, you could have just made him Scorpion.
You could have made him Scorpion because you even see with Hanzo's blade, he started possessing Hellfire.
Yeah.
Right. Another skull-like being holding Hellfire, being one of
hell have Hanzo possess fucking Cole.
Right, and then it would have been Ghost Rider.
Yeah, or something.
Something could have happened. There's something more that could have happened, and what I really liked is when Scorpion said, "Get over here."
That's the only English he knows.
Right, and it's just like the Shirai Ryu didn't get their due justice. The Lin Kuei got an okay like representation in this movie, although Bi-Han says for the Lin Kuei, like okay, the only sign you see the Lin Kuei is in the beginning.
And they all get murdered.
They get fucking cream. You know what I really thought what they were gonna do with this movie is like what they went with the new animated movie route, right? Make it all about Scorpion's revenge, and I would have been okay with that.
That's what I feel like this was all about in the beginning. I was like, oh, this is just like Scorpion's revenge already.
Yeah. So and I thought they were gonna do that. I'm like, that would have been perfectly fine because not too many people like went and watched that.
It's the same thing with the Suicide Squad. All you had to do was make an Assault on Arkham.
Perfect comparison. Because that movie, if they did it exactly like Assault on Arkham, we would have had a better movie. If they made this one just like Revenge of Scorpion, we would have had a way better movie. And they, like I said, they didn't have a tournament. And they even say, like, if Shang Tsung doesn't want to have a tournament, let's go do their tactics, split them up. And like I said, look, we see Kotal Khan, we see Nightwolf, we see nods to these other characters because throughout this time, like they had multiple tournaments. You're supposed to win 10 Mortal Kombat tournaments before you're allowed to conquer another realm. That's why Shao Kahn attacked Edenia and made that part of Outworld.
Yeah.
Right, and they tried to do the same thing with Earthrealm, but obviously and Shang Tsung says that we didn't win 9 tournaments by playing by the rules.
Yeah.
Which was actually really cool, right? It's different enough where I could be like, all right, I'm on board with this. But the execution they went with this,
instead basically, what was like that one movie where they instead of they changed the continuity of it, instead of making a character that's supposed to be the main villain of it, and they change it up and make that person the villain instead. It's basically the same concept of what they did here. Instead of having Shao Kahn be the person that come down to Earth or whatever, it's Shang Tsung. Mm-hmm. And I forgot what movie did that.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes.
yeah, exactly. They made Piccolo the main villain instead of the Pilaf gang, right? Because the Pilaf gang was the first major antagonist in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And then King Piccolo came later. That's exactly what happened here.
Oh no, I don't want to compare it to Dragon Ball. But like, it did have the Dragon Ball Evolution effect of having a continuity issue, where they took the best parts of what the series had and they just made another movie with it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. We don't want to make the comparison, but let's be honest with ourselves. Like this is what it did. It's not like they did it. At least it is better than The Last Airbender.
Yes,
100%.
It's one of the better video game movies.
Right. I haven't seen Monster Hunter yet. That's supposed to be really good too.
Is it?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like, Oscar winning, but I heard it's pretty good to the source material. What we didn't talk about yet?
What we're smoking?
Yeah, what we're smoking.
What are we smoking? Because I don't remember what I'm smoking.
I didn't even tell you what we were smoking. I put Caribbean Nights by Eternal Smoke for you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I did something a little light, and then I decided to do 2005 Blueberry and King Mint.
Nice.
Just because I've been really used to this like flavor for the past like week, so I've been like, all right, I'm just gonna keep smoking it. It's actually one of my favorite bowls right now. I'm straying away for the foreplay on peach, because there's only so much foreplay you can have with peaches. New joke. But we can't remember the classics. Remember, guys, you can't have foreplay without peaches. I'm just gonna shut off my phone right now because no one wants to talk to you. So I mean, like this movie is it's a hit or miss, like we were saying earlier. It's a good movie, but it's not the best movie. Like I said, like there's a lot of stuff they could have done a lot better.
But it could have been so much more.
And the hype around it was so like epic because everybody loves Mortal Kombat, especially with Mortal Kombat 11.
It felt too rushed and too short.
It's barely gonna hit 2 hours.
Yeah. Like, it dragged in certain areas that it didn't need to be dragged in.
When they're getting to Raiden's temple,
yeah. And in the whole, finding your, what did they call it? I forgot.
I forgot what it was called too, but
their inner power, whatever, their inner power. And, like, trying to make it seem like they're trying to learn everything they can in a week.
Just like in the Power Rangers, they had to learn how to use their morphers.
Yeah.
Until the very end, they learn how to use them.
Yeah. Or it took whatever amount, and then the whole, it's just like, it felt super rushed, and it's something like, you didn't really need rush. But I feel like the whole Cole Young story really took away from this film.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't need to be there. You could have done so much more with it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, we got what we got, And it's like, okay, did you really need to incorporate him in this film? No.
Do we like him in this film? He's alright.
He's alright. I'm not a big fan of his power. It's kind of stupid. To me, I see it as he's a fucking human punching bag, and he's absorbing fucking power.
But he can't release the kinetic energy like Black Panther can.
Yeah,
that's all it is. And you see the kinetic.
And that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, this guy's been getting his fucking ass kicked this entire fucking film, It took getting his ass kicked for him to fucking get his power. And look what he got. An ass get your ass kicked power.
Without any benefits.
Exactly.
It was, like I said, like Cole's whole story was a missed opportunity. They could have made him Scorpion.
Yeah.
They could have gave him the power of Hellfire. And I wouldn't be mad about it. I'd actually prefer it that way. Yeah. Not to say, like, I didn't like how they put Scorpion in this.
Yeah.
Like, it came out really well, and, like, it was real touching to see, like you keep our bloodline safe. You know, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm cool with all that. It's just there's certain things that I really wish they could have changed or done better.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, like you could have just and Liu Kang just shows the fuck up out of nowhere. He's saying he's already been training with Raiden this entire time, him and Kung Lao, or like
they did do one thing right with Kung Lao's character. They killed him off in the first tournament. Kung Lao is another missed opportunity because they got his cockiness really well. They got that part about him good.
And his fatality.
They got his fatality great. You know what I mean? And then so many different video game nods to it.
Are we not going to address the fact that fucking Liu Kang and Cole Young literally watched Shang Tsung rip the soul out of him and didn't do anything?
Liu Kang tried.
No, he did it.
Yes, he did.
He ran for like 2 seconds and then stood there for like another 10 and didn't do shit. Same thing.
What was that dragon power then?
Exactly. He literally stood there and watched him take his soul out the entire time. I swear, if you go back to where that scene is at, I shit you not, count how many seconds it fucking took him to do it.
Let's do this real quick. Let's go back. I got it on the HBO Max. I didn't watch it. How was it watching it in theaters? You went to go see the movie in theaters. How was that experience while you backed this up?
It was cool. I had a good time. I felt like it added more to it in a sense. Right,
because I'm watching it right here on HBO Max. Like I thought this was great. Melina's character, I think, was like a miss mark too, a little bit. Because, like I said, we obviously touched upon like how you're gonna have Katana, not have Katana, but you're gonna have Melina.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have, who is the Tarkanichi that they based her out of? I fucking forgot his name. The most popular one. God damn it! Like Okay, so let's just count the seconds here.
Get the soul out. He literally could have stopped him.
Okay, that's a good 10. You're right. A good 10 seconds. He was doing absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? And that's just another thing. And then they just disappear.
Yeah, look how much time he had to come back for that shit. Like, dude, come on. He literally could have stopped him. But it's cool. You know, that's nitpicking. But still, I noticed right away. I was like, bro, you could have stopped him.
What was your dragon power then, asshole?
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? You were in disbelief of what you were seeing that you didn't bother to stop him?
I don't know. And you know what? Like, Jax's little arms. Let's talk about that for a second. Yes. That's his power. Like cause in the games, like he gets those cybernetic enhancements and they're already buff as shit.
Yeah.
Jax's fatality was done well in here too.
Yeah.
What we were saying about it, this is one of the few things that were done right. Raiden played his part perfectly. Because Raiden.
Did you like Raiden here in the story?
I didn't mind him. But like I said, Raiden's supposed to be just watching on as a protector. He's not supposed to be, fighting until later on in the games.
You notice you never see him without his hat?
Raiden without his hat's like fucking Captain America without a shield.
Yeah, no, but you never see him without the hat.
Yeah.
I think because I think the guy has a ponytail.
Does Raiden even have a ponytail?
Yeah, he's on here.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he does.
Let me see. No, I'm telling you, I don't think he does. Like 100% he doesn't. Let's see. I don't know. Like they did Raiden's character justice.
Yeah, I like Raiden here. I thought he was the perfect example of a person that's feels like he's above everybody.
Yeah. Let's see. No, Raiden does not have a ponytail.
I swear.
Look right there. He's always covered with that thing in his head. Like he doesn't have a ponytail. They never really show his hair. The only time they show his hair is in the first Mortal Kombat movie ever made.
Oh yeah, but at least I was missing the armor on the side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only thing we're really missing. Like Raiden never shows his hair.
Well, you know what? I was probably thinking of the old school one.
That's what I'm saying. Like that they showed his hair then to make it have it all white and everything.
Yeah.
But like this scene too. Like they have the pits, the one of a classic Mortal Kombat scene, right?
Yeah.
And they picked a really good selected cast. Like I said, like they could have added anybody. They could have added the original Mortal Kombat lineup.
Yeah.
But they added 2 characters that only had like multiple appearances in games.
Yeah.
They added General. Fuck, I forgot his name. You know what? I'm just gonna pull up the cast list. No, since I'm on my phone anyways. Mortal Kombat. That's what I'm saying. Like they had a lot of different stuff. Like gotta go.
I got you.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. So we had.
I love Cabal. Like Cabal is like one of those cool characters to have in there.
Oh, so yeah, he is Noob Saibot. It says right here, Sub-Zero and Noob Saibot.
I told you, he's Noob Saibot. And you know what's crazy? Like I think they could have done Aaron Black instead of doing Cabal, and that would have been. I think that would have been a better matchup.
Yeah,
Or like having Aaron Black instead of like Melina or something.
Yeah.
Because Melina was supposed to be like a hitting character in general. So like I think that would have been a way better idea because he's one of Shao Kahn's like number 1 like
Reiko.
Yeah,
his name. Yeah.
General Reiko. Exactly. They had Reiko and who was the Bat Lady?
Oh, her name was
I keep forgetting her name. She came out in Mortal Kombat on
Natara.
Natara. See, like they're perfectly cast because they're nameless characters that we don't see very often, but people who play the games a lot know who they are. And I really thought, like at first, I thought he was going to be Kotal Khan, the Osh-Tech that's been more prominent in the most recent films.
Yeah.
Not films, video games.
Yeah.
You know what I was really hoping? An end credit scene showing Shao Kahn beating the shit out of Shang Tsung for
like
losing.
take a page out of fucking out of the Avengers where he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
That didn't make any sense in that movie. What was he supposed to be? What is he doing? Get it himself? Like what? They mentioned Infinity Stones like 2 seconds, and he's like, "I'm out getting the Infinity Stones." Like, come on, Thanos, get with it.
Yeah.
See, like I said, this scene here too, where we're like how Sonya Blade's fighting Kano, like it's.
She missed opportunity to her to do a fucking fatality with the broken neck.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of stuff, like, a lot of things wrong with this film. A lot of things right, like, when it comes to, like, getting good video game nods, but at the same time, like, we have very little context of everything. Like, we get it, he's supposed to be the leader of the Black Dragons, but we only get him in mentions and when he's bragging about it. I think he got discommunicated from the Black Dragons. And I thought they were gonna make Kano like a hero in this too.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, what the fuck? Why are you guys having him be on the hero side? Yeah, and then it showed his true colors when he turned on Cabal when he was talking about money. So that's like I think they did Kano's job justice here. And I love how they make him overly Australian. Right.
And then, could we talk about how he died by Garderno?
Right.
And I think, like, if we do get a second film, we're going to get a lot more revenants. Because Shang Tsung even mentions to Raiden, like, death is only the beginning.
Right.
Right, because Noob Saibot is obvious. Sub-Zero is Noob Saibot. Right, and we're probably going to get Bi-Han in the next movie, and then him be on the Earthrealm Defenders. So there's a lot they could do in the second one, but there's a lot, like we were saying, like, there's a lot of missed opportunities with a lot of these characters. You have anything else to say about this?
I'm looking at something real quick. Looking at the Easter eggs that they showed here. Talking about how the mural had the Great Kung Lao when the crew enters Raiden's temple.
Mm-hmm. Getting to like where Kung Lao got his name. And did they mention that
they showed Sindel?
They showed Sindel?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, they showed this might be Sindel grieving for her husband Gerard when.
You know what's crazy? Sindel's got a crazy like backstory. So based in the original ones, like she's brainwashed.
Yeah.
By Shao Kahn, but in NK11 when you play Aftermath,
oh yeah, the mural of Shao Kahn, you saw that.
Yeah, and then you see the statue of Shao Kahn too. Yeah. You see that in the newer aspects, like she betrayed her husband Jared, and helped Shao Kahn conquer Outworld. I'm gonna see what Rotten Tomatoes says about this real quick.
You know, it has an 88% audience score, but a 56% Rotten Tomato score.
Really?
Yeah.
See, Isaac's already on top of this, dog. But you know, like it makes sense. Like the audience, like like I said, there's a lot of video game nods and a lot of stuff that people like about this movie.
You see Shinnok's amulet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
The volcano stole it. He never really gave it back. We never see him give it back. So that's what I'm saying. They could make Shinnok the big bad in like movie 4, if they even get that far. You know who I really wanted in this film, and we don't get till the end, and which is making it seem like we're gonna get a second movie?
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage was a hit miss opportunity, man.
Dude, if they had Johnny Cage instead of Kano, could you imagine how much funnier this movie would be?
Yeah.
And they even have his nod in there to Citizen Cage, like the movie he's in. Because when he's hitting on Sonya, that's just like, you never seen Citizen Cage? You know what I mean? So, like, there's a lot of stuff, like, not done right here. And it's just, like, come on, guys. Like, you could have done a lot more.
I mean, if you're going to hype up Johnny Cage at the beginning of the next film, y'all better fucking...
They better do him justice. Get Arnold Schwarzenegger to do it. Dude, who would play Johnny Cage?
Somebody who's cocky.
Jason Statham. Could you imagine Liam Neeson? Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Imagine they do a black.
Fucking, they're gonna do Chris Pratt, aren't they?
Oh my god, that would be everything. Chris Pratt. Tom Holland.
Tom Holland's like in everything. He's gonna be in a new video game movie.
Isn't
Uncharted.
He looks great as Nathan Drake.
The young Nathan Drake?
Yeah, like, I think that's gonna be a good one. Like, that's gonna happen. I don't know, like, as far as video game movies go, like, this isn't a bad one. Obviously,
How would you rank it in the video game aspect movies? It's better than Annihilation.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's better than Street Fighter. I'm telling you, like, this, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a 5. Like, it's a solid watch. It's not something I want to go pay money for.
I give it like a 6 plot wise, 10 out of 10 on fighting wise.
I mean, that's apparent. Like, that's the only saving grace to this movie is the fight scenes.
I feel like this movie would have been even worse if they had kept the PG-13. The R rating for this made this movie.
Yeah, the R rating made the movie the way it is, and that's where we're getting a lot of our like
where the 1990 is 90 right?
Yeah, 1990s version failed. This excels.
And if you had done this in 1990. We wouldn't even be talking about having this movie right now.
Because it would be regarded as a classic.
Yeah.
See, in this scene too, like I thought they were going to use that blade a lot more.
Yeah, like right. Like, why'd you bring up the blade if you weren't even going to use it?
Like, look at this scene right here. He's using the Hellfire, right there, and then this is when we get Scorpion's reveal.
Well, the blood is on it, so that created the Hellfire. Maybe we'll see more of it. It's some fucking Deku shit where he has more than one power now. Fucking so crazy shit.
Oh yeah, he gets the power of all for one.
So like like what the fuck?
One for all and all for one.
He found out that he's gonna get his dad's power now.
Yeah.
Some fucking crazy shit like that.
Like, see, like this scene is like makes the movie, and they hype this scene a lot in the trailers. So this is what happens. I like how Bihan uses his cryomancing, and makes his blades. Like that's
I love the scene with the blood. Where he makes a fucking thing with his blood.
Yeah.
That shit was cool.
Like I'm saying, these fight scenes that they take way more priority over everything else.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm saying. Like if they did Revenge of Scorpion, like this would have been a way better movie.
Yeah.
Now we're just watching the movie again. Other than that, dude, like I have nothing else to say about it. I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah. Same.
I want to love it.
Same.
But it's just something I can't do.
Yeah.
You know what? They should have tested him a lot more than this.
Test your film.
Test your film. But until next time, guys. Keep smoking. Oh, hey guys, you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. Or you made it to the end of the audio podcast. Also, congratulations. For more cinema photography goodness, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, be sure to share the podcast. We really do appreciate it. And for more hookah products and more updates, be sure to follow me on Instagram and or Twitter under _hookahologist. Be sure to find this beautiful face on Facebook under Tommy Rodriguez. And be sure to follow us on Cinema Photography on Facebook as well for new podcasts, videos, and topics of discussion. And if you want to know what... If you want to give a suggestion of what we should review on the podcast, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. We would love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want to support the podcast, for 99 cents a month, you too could help support Cinema Smoketography. Until next time, guys. Keep smoking.